Sorry to do this, guys, but so many people surrounding the Leafs have gotten injured recently. I need to take count of who is actually healthy so we can do this video. JVR? Okay, good. Phil Kessel? Okay, thank God. Let's see, Hat Guy. I'm good to go. Put me in, coach. Did you twerk on the wall like I asked you not to? No. Then how'd you get hurt? Twerking on the wall like you asked me not to. Woo! Are you just gonna get hammered? Get me a toaster. Magic Angel Robot from Winnipeg! What the hell are you talking about? This team is ruining my life! Leafs half win, 4-3 over the Colorado Avalanche. Pity point. Pity point. You know what? After the first 30 seconds of the game, I was like, this is gonna be a ranty type video. And the way it ended up finishing, I'm like, how did the Leafs get a point out of that? 31 seconds in, absolute carnival. Nick Holden finishes it off. 1-0 Colorado already. Assist to Nathan McKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog, who are some of the best skaters in the league, but it's okay because the Leafs can counteract them with Morgan Rielly. Unless, wait, oh, come on, friggin' Randy. As I tweeted last night, Stuart Percy in, good. Morgan Rielly out, bad. And the game only got worse. Daniel Winnick gets hit by Jan Hejda and falls super awkwardly on his, face, head, and neck. And he gets stretchered off, obviously terrifying scene. The good news, though, after the game, he was seen smiling, talking to people, standing up. Randy Carlyle said he's 100% fine, which is unfortunate for Winnick because that means he'll probably have head and neck problems for the next couple months. Look, I like a good comeback story as much as the next guy, but if I see Daniel Winnick in the lineup on Saturday night, I'm gonna be pissed. Not at Daniel Winnick, obviously, he's a hockey player and he wants to play, but the Leafs' irresponsibility. They haven't done that yet, so I'm technically yelling about nothing. But you cannot tell me that a guy whose eyes were rolling back, he was bird watching inside his own head, is perfectly fine. Believe me, I hope he is. I'm not a doctor. Moving on. Jake Gardiner blocks a shot in obvious distress. He leaves the game. Goes down the tunnel. Oh, but look, he's back. He's on the bench and he tested out his knee and no, it's busted. At this point, I'm like, I'm only watching to see how bad it gets. But Phil the Thrill, putting the team on his back though. Batting the puck out of midair. It's a miracle the Leafs are even in this game, let alone tied heading into the intermission. And to give you an idea of how ridiculous it's getting, but how ridiculous good Phil Kessel is, waiver wire pickup Richard Panik was playing with Kessel most of the night. And less than 5 minutes into the second, a little bit of shifty power play work, Tyler Bozak from in front where he makes his money. Well, I mean, he also makes his money in the shootout. That's part of the reason Tyler Bozak's shooting percentage is so high. He's always in front and just bang. Not gonna score a whole lot from the hash marks like Kessel. 2-1 Leafs, and Cody Franzen, calmly, quietly, as always, 2 assists. The Leafs defense has been pretty bad, but what else is new? But I think Cody Franzen has very calmly been a nice little bright spot. Exactly a minute later, however, 64-year-old Alex Tanguay scored. Tie game again. Doesn't it feel like Tanguay has been around forever? Like in video games, he used to be the guy to get. In NHL 2001. Owen Nolan on the cover, cool graphics. I played the joystick PC version. But despite the tying goal, the Leafs head into the third period tied, despite being down 2 key players. Daniel Winnick has been an excellent addition to the Leafs. He's a key penalty killer, and Jake Gardiner eats up a lot of minutes. Those are 2 key guys. And who knows, he might have been in the lineup, he might not have been. Carter Ashton with the 20-game suspension. We'll get to that a little later. But it's okay, the Leafs still have every chance to win. The Colorado Avalanche aren't playing that well. Matt Duchene is in a slump. Damn it. Who are you gonna call? Slump Busters! All-world talent Matt Duchene puts the Colorado Avalanche up 1. I was tweeting about this. In 2004, the first 2 picks were Alex Ovechkin and Evgeny Malkin. In 2008, the first 2 picks were Steven Stamkos and Drew Doughty. And those are a couple of the best 1-2 punches in a draft ever. But 2009, with John Tavares followed by Victor Hedman followed by Matt Duchene, is one of the best 1-2-3s of all time. There was one play in this game, Bernier stopped it thankfully, but Duchene burst by 3 Leafs defensemen and he knew he could. He wasn't like, oh, maybe I'll try that. He was like, I'm gonna beat these fools. Matt Duchene has what I call bye-bye speed. He's got the puck and bye-bye. Sick. Just over a minute ago, the panic button. Or the Panik button. Shut up, it's not as catchy. Repeat after me because you may never hear this again. Game-tying goal by Richard Panik, assisted by Mike Santorelli and Phil Kessel. That's a neat little line combo. And once again, if you need more proof that everything Phil Kessel touches turns to gold, and somehow the Leafs get a point. This is definitely not the kind of attitude you should have, but at that point I was like, the Leafs have won this game. Whether they actually win the game or not, they have won this game. You're down 1-0 31 seconds into the game. You lose a key player 45 seconds into the game. You lose one of your top minute-eating defensemen after that, and you get a point? A lot of Avalanche fans were feeling really good about themselves on Twitter last night, because even after the Avalanche scored 1-2-3 on Jonathan Bernier and won the game, I went, wow, the Avs are bad. And they're like, bro, ruined the game. That's a laugh coming from a Laughs fan. First of all, why do you talk like a stereotypical Californian surfer? Righteous! And second of all, and I've never understood why fans can't get past this, the Leafs sucking has nothing to do with your team sucking. If it's just you and me talking, just you and me in a room, and neither of us have showered for 10 days or put on deodorant for 10 days, and I say you stink, the fact that I stink doesn't mean you don't stink. K-Bod? Who the hell looks at the Avalanche and goes, oh, they're good? I look at McKinnon and Landeskog and Duchesne and O'Reilly, who happen to be on the Avalanche, and I go, wow, they're good. But the Leafs got guys like Kessel and JVR, and they still suck. Oh, the Oilers have Hall and Nugent Hopkins and all these top picks. How come they're not good? Defense, stupid! That game was one of my favorite junior games I've ever watched. Watching the Leafs play the Avalanche is like watching Sevens rugby. Watching the Leafs and Avalanche is like watching NHL 94 with the offsides turned off. Speaking of which, 3-on-3 overtimes? Yes, please. Even though the Avalanche ran the Leafs show, it was pretty fun. So let's get to something key before we finish. Jonathan Bernier didn't have his best game, looked kind of clunky on a few of the goals, still definitely did his part in getting the Leafs to at least a point. Took the shootout loss, but you definitely got to give him credit. But, and I don't think this is my rhyme or bias, something looks weird. I can't quite describe it, I can't quite put my finger on it, but something about the way Jonathan Bernier looks, the way he moves, is bugging me. Was it the ice? Did he need to get his skate sharpened? You lose your edge once, I mean that's one thing. But there's definitely something, I want to say his lateral movements, I'm not sure, but something about Bernier is bugging me and I don't know what. But remember in the playoffs when I said Crosby looks like he's playing hurt? Yeah, maybe. That's all I'm going to say. I bloody well hope he's not hurt. Because like I've said on the podcast a few times, if one of Reimer or Bernier get hurt, who the hell do the Leafs call up? Heading into the season, I thought Garrett Sparks was the Leafs' clear number 3, and they sent him down to the ECHL. So now they got Chris Gibson and new to professional hockey, Antoine Bibeau. So, fingies crossed. Now, Carter Ashton. It's a complex subject, and I don't want this video to be too long. But, you know what was just uploaded a few hours before this video? The brand new Panik Pizza Steve Dangle podcast. I have a podcast. Link down below, check it out, listen to it. We talk about the Carter Ashton suspension, all that craziness going on in the OHL with the Tinder scandal, and a lot more. Don't be a dick on Tinder. Why? And also down below, I did a brand new video for sportsnet.ca on logos on NHL jerseys. Or, well, I mean, every team has logo. I meant sponsorships, which, as I've seen in the comments, is a pretty hot button topic. So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, click like. If you really liked it, click subscribe. Tell all your friends, tell everybody, tell your mom right now, and I will see you next time. But not your dad. Oh no.